Hey everyone, Brett Gurney here with BrettGurney.com. Excuse me, I need to adjust my camera a little bit. I guess I should have done that before I got started. Okay, alright, that's a little better. I want to do a little training today about why people quit MLM companies, why they quit you. Uh, and, whoops, one second. Okay, I'm just pulling up my screen here. I call this a blog post supporting video. And I like to do it this way. Some of you are familiar with how I do this, but I like to be able to refer to the blog post that I write, just so that I can, for a lot of reasons, really, mainly so that I can stay on point and have the material in front of me so that I can say what I want to say and not forget everything, which I've been prone to do. But the first thing I need to do here is to blow up this screen, zoom in, and I got to do this about 4 times so I can read it without my glasses. My glasses look kind of goofy. And okay, why people quit MLM companies and why they quit you. There's a lot of reasons. Some are avoidable, some are not. You know, and the thing is if this stuff was easy, if it was easy, we'd all be rich, right? But today I want to, and I wrote this blog post back on January 6th of this year. And so I want to give you here some pointers on how to improve your retention. A lot of us are very, very familiar with the attrition in this industry. And a lot of it can't be avoided. It's just the way that it is. People, do things, and some do and some don't. But some of it can be avoided because, a lot of people are simply just looking for direction and guidance and leadership. And if they don't get that, they're going to go elsewhere to get it. So the number one point I have here is to provide team training and support. And what I do here a lot is I'll begin to read the post, get my thoughts together, and then expand on those so that I can stay on point. So this goes on, provide team training support, be a good sponsor and be available, answer your phone, your emails. Is there a community where your team members can hang out? This is a good point. A lot of people, they just need to know that somebody's going to be available for them. If they need to ask a question, that somebody's going to be there. They're going to pick up the phone. They're going to answer their phone. They're going to answer their email. They're going to reply to their emails. They're going to answer their questions. And if they don't have the answer, they'll get the answer. Maybe put you on a 3-way if you need, or something like that. And another great way to keep people in the know, if you will, and provide support is to have a community, a room, or a Facebook groups work really well for this. A place where other members on the team can congregate and mastermind and talk about what's going on and what they're doing that's working and what's not working, and just that camaraderie. And it helps a person to feel like they belong to something, to kind of feel at home, and that they have others around them who are maybe on the same levels, some maybe not. But it's just a great way to keep people engaged. Okay, so and the thing is that if somebody feels alone, just that feeling right there alone is enough to make a person want to quit. If you don't pay attention and make yourself available and provide support, yeah, people are going to quit you and your business and your company. The next point, don't create win or lose scenarios pressuring a new recruit to score in 24, meaning recruit their first rep in their first 24 hours or get 3 in the first 30 days is asking for trouble, and it goes on. And that is true. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with providing encouragement and giving guidance and a path to follow, and encouraging them to do those things. But there's a difference between that and a high pressure sales pitch kind of a thing where you have to go out and get 1 today or 3 this week, or you have to get 3 to get 3, or that's the only way it's going to work and everybody has to duplicate that. I mean, So there's a balance there. Well, again, it's certainly okay and it's recommended to let people know what can happen in different scenarios. You know, if they do something, the things that can come from that. But a high pitched pressuring somebody is a totally different thing, and it can push people away and just make them feel like it's not something that they want to be a part of. Okay, so you just need to be kind of careful with how you balance that out. Then it goes on to say here, people want to move at their own pace. Many do, yes, absolutely, most do. If you plug them into the community mentioned above, which is what I was just talking about, providing that community support, they'll get the vibes that they need. And oftentimes, and here's something to add, there's been a lot of times where I've seen people that we call sleepers that just kind of sat back and observed and did their due diligence and their observations, and they're learning everything, and then all of a sudden come out of the gate swinging and and take it away. Just go to town with it. So just because somebody's not taking massive action, although that's something that I like to teach for those who need to hear that, is that's what kind of how it works. But not everybody does it that way, and just because a person isn't doesn't mean that they're not going to end up doing the deal. And then you've got a lot of other people who come out of the gate swinging like that, and if something doesn't absolutely explode or take off, or they don't get rich overnight, they get frustrated and they quit. So it can happen on both ways. Okay, the next point. Keep recruiting. What's the best thing you can do after recruiting someone? Go get another one. That's very true. Strike while the fire is hot, because you're in you're in that mood. You've got that good feeling about you going on, and a lot of times it's easier to talk to people after you recruit somebody. You just have that good feeling, and people sense the excitement in your voice, and you can mention that you just brought someone into business who's going to be really good, and that you're excited about that, and it lets people know that you're engaged in what you're doing. You're out there promoting your business, you're sponsoring, you're recruiting, and if you're doing it, that means that you can share and teach others how to do it. So it is important to continue to keep recruiting. It also leads by example. I mean, you do also have to maintain or go into manager mode to help your group, but you don't want to completely switch over ever. You want to continue to lead by example. You want your people to go out and promote and recruit. You need to do the same thing and kind of show them the way a little bit. You also need to maintain and manage your team and your group. So again, there's a balance there. You don't want to completely switch over from recruiting to manager mode just because things start to click. Things start to go, because people will do what you do. You lead by example, and people will do what you do. And if you want people to stop recruiting, then stop recruiting. If you want them to keep going, then you show them the way. Okay, so don't stop recruiting, but you also have to manage your team as well. The next point: don't tell people it's easy, and that is a big one. Be honest, make sure they know what's involved, what it takes. Too many times people get brought in on false promises, and then they get mad because they realize that it's not what they thought it would be or what they told it was to be. To be honest with people. This is network marketing, and network marketing is not simple. I mean, it's not it's not hard to do as far as the way things are done, but it takes work. And most of us know that. But bringing in new people, see, the thing is that new people are out on the internet, and they're getting filled up with all this nonsense, all this noise out there, where people are doing and saying anything they can do to try to get a sign up, which is completely misleading people. They get rich quick, overnight, don't have to do anything, blah blah blah. And if you fall into that trap and start doing those things, it's just going to come back and bite you. Okay, it's not the way to go. You just let people know right up front that this isn't easy. This takes work, but it can be done, and it's well worth it. Okay, so set the stage in the right way. Don't mislead people, because again, that's just going to make people mad, and they're not going to stay with you. They're gonna quit. They might not want to hear that it's hard work, but the ones that hear that and then come in anyway, those are the ones that you want, because they come in with the expectations that they have to go to work. They have to make this happen. Nobody's going to do it for them. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're bringing people in your business. Be honest with them. Let's see, what's it say here? Make sure they're fully aware of what's involved, what they'll need to do. Find out the reason for joining. That's big. Qualify this person, get to know them, create a relationship, find out why they're joining this business, why they need this to work, and then provide solutions. Okay, when you learn a person's why, everybody's going to get discouraged at some point along the line. You can always revert back to that and just remind people, hey, remember that conversation that we had? Remember how badly that you needed this to work and why you needed it to work, and whatever the situation is, you can remind them of that, because, people, when they get frustrated, they forget those things. They forget that excitement that they felt when they first got involved, and when you helped bring that out of them, the reason why they needed something to work. Oftentimes when the going gets tough, people forget the reasons why they were doing this. Just said that. They find the easy way out, and you'll never see them again. Make sure they understand that there is real work involved. Okay, the next point. Social challenges will cause new people to quit. Negative friends and family members will cause doubts and deflate confidence. I'm sure that we all know about this. But you have to go into something like this knowing that that's probably going to be the case in many instances. People from other companies will intervene and say things, that, hey, this company, that company you're going in, that's no good. You should join mine because of this and because of that. And they'll tell you negative things. And again, they're desperate, and they'll do and say just about anything to try to get you to come over. News channels and media who don't get the business model sometimes will spread horror stories about MLM. You've heard them all, and scare new people. Sometimes at every corner they are given reasons to doubt what they're doing, and it will turn them off. It's so important to know their why, and I just talked about that, but it's true. It's absolutely true. Make sure that your new people understand the business model. Make sure that they understand that there's going to be some negativity. Some people are going to try to crash their dreams and tell them that ask them why you're doing what you're doing. That's never going to work. Stuff from your negative family and friends. So prepare people for that if they're not already. So social challenges will cause new people to quit, but you can offset that a lot by letting people know, or preparing for them, and just telling them, hey, look at this thing over, look at it very good, and make a decision, and then put your blinders on, get your tunnel vision going, focus, and get after it, and cut, just put all that noise out of your head. Don't let it kill your dreams. Okay, and then the next point says this kind of goes without saying, but if you don't have a good product, people are going to quit. Yes, there needs to be a lot of things in place, such as good and knowledgeable management team, ample funding and backing, good branding, marketing materials, a duplicatable marketing system, and a business model that's fair for everyone. But without a good product, a product good enough that people will buy, whether there's an opportunity or not, then people are going to quit. Yeah, absolutely. The best sign of a company that is going to sustain longevity with a solid foundation that's going to make it is a company that has a product that people would buy regardless of whether there was an opportunity or not. Okay, that is something that again is pretty darn important. And it says here, and quite frankly, if these things are not in place, you shouldn't be there asking others to join you in the first place. Yes, you should have all those things. You should have all those pillars. the management, the funding, the marketing system, the compensation plan that works for everyone, that's fair, and a product that people would buy regardless of whether there was an opportunity or not, because the whole thing evolves really around customers, and that's where your retention comes in. If people are on the product and they love the product and they're buying the product regardless of whether they're building a business or not, that's when you're going to have a solid business. Okay, so to wrap this up, that's a rough, fast overview. A book could be written about why people quit their businesses, and some of the pages would just be blank. That's for sure, because sometimes we just never know why people quit. And if you've been in the business, you know this. People come in and they're all excited and fired up, and they're going to do this and do that, and they're already making plans and putting their marketing materials together and this and that and the other thing, and then you never hear from them again. He just vanished, they're gone. And it's like, huh? What just happened there? Somebody clue me in here. What's going on? But it happens. It happens all the time. So it's just the way that it is, and expect it. If you expect it, you won't be freaked out over it, because it can damage a person who's building a business if they let it. Because you get your hopes up, and you go, wow, I got this guy or this girl, and they're fantastic, and they built this other company, and they did so well, and they had this big team, and they're talking about bringing their team in and all this stuff, and then it never happens. And if you let that bother you and get you down, it can kill your business. Don't expect it, because it'll happen. And then, there's a saying that I like, it says, your studs, a lot of times your studs will be duds and your duds will be studs. In other words, a lot of times the ones that say that they're going to do something do nothing, and the ones that are quiet and don't really say that they're going to do a whole lot, and then all of a sudden you see somebody out there working it and building it and bringing people in, and you're just like, wow, I never thought for a minute that person was going to do that. I thought this other person was going to do it. So don't let it bother you. It's like, okay, who's next? Next, if somebody's not doing the deal, all you can do is provide the leadership and the guidance and the things that I just talked about. And if you do that, that's all you can do. And then you've given people a good opportunity, a good company with a good product. You've provided the leadership and the guidance and the community support. And you found out their why, so that you can remind them when they get frustrated of why they're doing this. And all these things that if that's what you're doing, if you're doing that, then you're being a leader. You're doing what you can, and not everybody is going to go with it and run with it. They're just not. So don't let it discourage you. You just go on to the next person who will appreciate your leadership and what you have to offer. So thanks everyone for tuning in today. I see that once again, what I thought would be a quick short video turned out to not be, which is always the case with me. But hey, I hope I'm providing some kind of value for people and something that can kind of resonate and mean something. And if you like these videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Brett Gurney, and for more tools, tips, and techniques for internet marketers, especially beginners, please subscribe to my blog, brettgurney.com. So that you can get those in your email. I'm posting a lot. I'm doing a lot of videos, trying to put out some good content. We'll continue to do that. Hopefully it's helping, and I appreciate you. And we'll see you again on the next blog post or on the next video. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.